Imagine boarding a flight today. You find your seat. You fasten your seatbelt. The engines begin to roar. Then suddenly, the passenger beside you pulls out a cigarette and lights it. A few rows ahead, another person lights one too. Smoke slowly fills the cabin. Even the flight attendant walks past and politely asks, "Smoking or non-smoking section?" Sounds impossible today. But for decades, this was completely normal. Let's travel back to the 1950s. Flying wasn't common like today. It was considered glamorous. Passengers wore suits, polished shoes, elegant dresses, hats. Airports felt luxurious. Cabins looked stylish. Meals were served on real plates. Flight attendants welcomed travelers with warm smiles. Flying was an experience. But hidden inside this golden age of travel was something that would shock modern passengers. Almost everyone smoked, and they smoked everywhere, even at 30,000 feet. Imagine sitting inside a narrow airplane cabin for 6 or 7 hours. No fresh outdoor air, rows of passengers lighting cigarette after cigarette, ashtrays built into armrests, smoke drifting through the aisles, the smell settling into seats, curtains, carpets, clothing, even hair. If one person finished a cigarette, another would light the next one. For smokers, it felt normal. For non-smokers, it could feel like being trapped inside a floating smoking lounge. Today, people complain about small legroom. Back then, many passengers were breathing secondhand smoke for the entire journey, and there was almost no escape. This is the strange part. Most people didn't think it was a problem, because smoking wasn't just common, it was socially accepted. Movies showed glamorous actors smoking. Advertisements linked cigarettes to success, confidence, style, and relaxation. In restaurants, offices, trains, and waiting rooms, people smoked openly. So when they boarded a plane, many saw no reason to stop. To them, lighting a cigarette during a flight felt as ordinary as ordering coffee. That's how powerful culture can be. Sometimes society normalizes things so deeply, people stop noticing them. Eventually, some airlines tried to solve the issue. They created smoking and non-smoking sections. Sounds reasonable, right? But think about it. Inside one sealed cabin, how exactly do you divide air? Smoke didn't care where the signs were placed. It drifted across rows, through aisles, over seats. Passengers sitting in the non-smoking section could still smell and breathe smoke. It was like creating a no-perfume section in a tiny elevator. The solution looked good on paper, but in reality, it solved very little. And over time, more people began to realize it. As health research became stronger, public opinion slowly shifted. People learned more about the dangers of smoking, and something else became impossible to ignore: secondhand smoke. Passengers who never smoked were still breathing it. Children were exposed. Flight attendants worked around it for hours. Every single day, complaints increased. Pressure grew. What once looked stylish now looked unhealthy. What once felt normal now felt outdated. Little by little, rules changed. More restrictions came in. And eventually, smoking on airplanes disappeared. Today, the idea feels surreal. Can you imagine a passenger lighting a cigarette right after takeoff? Can you imagine smoke filling the cabin while meals are being served? It sounds absurd now, but not long ago, millions of people experienced exactly that. And this story teaches us something powerful. Normal can change. What one generation accepts, without question, the next generation may find shocking. And here's the question. If you had to take an 8-hour flight during that era, could you handle it? Comment below, yes or no. And subscribe to FactVerse for more unbelievable truths from the past that changed the world. Also, don't forget to like the video.